Hello everyone and welcome to a very special Matchday Q&A session with myself, Sean Mullen.
And I'm John Marcet.
And we are joined today by our very special guest, Alfonso Roberes.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me to be here with all of you.
Thank you very much for joining us. You are our first ever video guest, so it's a momentous day for Matchday.
What a pressure, what a
Yes,
pressure.
I'm sure you will all be fine with it. So if you could just like to, first of all, explain a little bit to our viewers about what you're doing now, what you've been doing previously in your career, the kind of things you've been working on.
Okay, thank you, Sean, for this moment, for me as well to be with you, and of course Joan as well. Arowana Sports, or myself, I started in 2002 in the sports industry, in football, and today, let's say I am the CEO and founder of a sports marketing agency called Arowana Sports. What we pretend to do in the industry is at the end to bring potential and proper sponsorships opportunities between the sport properties and brands. These brands could be B2B or B2C brands linked to the sport properties. So at the end of the day, our goal is really to add value for these partnerships to be really fruitful. And under a premise that is for us a must, is a win-win for everyone. My experience in the past, let's say 14 years was in a club, probably we'll talk about it later. And my experience was that the sports marketing agencies were really important and really good ones. But when I left my previous company where I was working before, Arowana Sports, I said, we need to bring something else. We need to add value at the end. We need to be more innovative. And that was our mission and at the beginning. And nowadays we are really happy working with many top sport properties, clubs, leagues, among football players.
Now you mentioned there in passing that you worked for a club. I hope you don't mind me telling the audience that it is Real Madrid. And let's get this out of the way. You have your Real Madrid connections. I'm a Liverpool fan.
I'm a Barcelona fan.
So it couldn't really be much worse for us too. But I would just like to say congratulations to Real Madrid on defeating Liverpool in the Champions League again. Did you watch the game?
Yes, I watched at the stadium yesterday night. Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
And what did you think? Was it?
I think, and we were previously...
Be kind.
No, of course. I think football, the football is all about passion. It's all about entertainment at the end. Okay?
Yeah.
And all of us, we are football lovers. We like it as a fan. In my case, additionally, it's as a part of the business, a part of the industry as well. And it's even different. So with all my respects to all the football clubs, working at Real Madrid for almost 14 years makes my connection within the club special. Okay?
Yes.
But with all my respects to the others, because football is, today you are in the top, but tomorrow you are in the middle. And this is momentum that you live and you face. Okay. Yesterday match was, we were previously to the match, because the first leg was quite good for Real Madrid with 2-5.
Just
but
a bit.
You never know. You never know, because you never know what in football could happen.
Exactly.
Remember the first leg match? It was 2-0, 2-0, and suddenly something changed dramatically for Liverpool, positively for Real Madrid, and this is football, you know.
Yeah.
So in the second part of the match yesterday in Bernabeu Stadium, everything could happen. Depends on the circumstances. It was really positive at the end of that journey for Real Madrid, but Liverpool is an amazing club. The legacy of Liverpool is amazing, and of course to see Real Madrid and Liverpool together playing as another amazing club as Barcelona is unique. So what to say? I'm happy for Real Madrid, yes, but also for my friends from Liverpool. I must say that, and you, okay? I'm sorry for you.
No, I think think you fully deserved it. I think the way Real Madrid came back in the first leg, it was the mark of champions, and it was
Yeah.
crazy.
We
to
were
watch.
doing a watch party together, so we were sharing with
Yes.
our Twitch followers like Sean and I watching the game. Yeah, we started really happy then. Shift quickly. But I wanted to ask you because like we are in Madrid right now. Talking with you is an awesome city. We love it so much. But so Real Madrid and Champions League is like this crazy. I don't know how you guys manage every second year to just win it. And how do these like magic European nights feel in Real Madrid? Also like when you're part of the club.
I mean, Champions League has some kind of magician, you know. I don't know if you remember. There's been an interview between Rio Ferdinand and Luka Modric.
Yes.
As I previously as well told you that we work closely with Luka in several projects. And in that interview that Rio did to Luka like 4 weeks ago, asked Luka, what about Champions League? What Champions League means for Real Madrid, fans, players, the city, the stadium? And Luka said, this is Champions League makes the team to play different.
Yeah.
Or let's say to experience or to have emotions and feelings that makes it really different. And apart from the fans as well, the fans at the stadium, when it's a Champions League match at Bernabeu Stadium, is different. The sound, how they support the fans and everything. So I think historically winning so many UEFA Champions League titles right now brings the team also they need to really, they have the goal as every single year to bring another one. If they don't get another one, it will be a failure year for the team as well. It's crazy.
It's
You're
crazy,
getting that. And with the support of the team, when you say there's 12 players, and the number 12, it is true. And Luka mentioned, it makes different. I mean, we feel it. And even if we are losing, we will find the energy, the positive, and all the strengths we need to change and to get for the winning of the match if possible.
Well, it was like last season, all 3 games before the final,
Oh my God,
so
what a
close to
feeling.
going out, and every time found a way to go through.
Absolutely. You know, even when things were really we say it's impossible. I mean, we knew internally that it could be done.
Yeah.
It could be done. I mean, it's a feeling you have, and it's exactly the same the players they have there. Come on, we can do it.
Yeah.
We will do it. Even if we have only 5 minutes to change really this amazing, complicated result, we will do it. And they find really the way to do it. And it's lucky. I think you have to fight to get it done.
Yes.
You know? Of course, some kind of lucky you need. In life, you need lucky always. Always.
One consolation I could take from that first leg is that it was a long time before the end. Like last season, all the winning moments for Real Madrid were very close to the end of the game, but at least I had time to accept that like this isn't happening. So that's something. You mentioned there about Luka Modric, and he's someone you've worked with very closely in the past. Could you tell us a bit about?
Yeah, with Luka, we met each other when he joined the club, coming from Spurs to Real Madrid, and at that time I was the international sales manager of Real Madrid. For several circumstances, I had to talk to him. To talk to him for several projects that could benefit the club and benefit Luka Modric as well individually. But in these conversations, you connect. It's when you connect with someone else, you know. Of course, we were cooperating in some projects, individual endorsement agreements for him, and anything related to marketing as well. From the club perspective, I was in charge of discussing with him. When I left Real Madrid in 2016, and I started my own sports marketing agency called Arowana, that at the end of the day, I must say it, if not, it's not just me, of course, many people And the successful of project is like in a team. It's not just Luka Modric. Luka Modric is probably very, very important, but it's at the end a conjunction of people, you know, and playing all together and playing the same song at the same moment. That sounds really amazing, you know. And it's the same is in our agency, Arowana, you know. So my teammates are amazing and make signing really all the plays we do. With Luka, we started working out when I started my agency as an external agency, sports marketing agency, bringing him opportunities, evaluating several potential projects to bring him. And this allow us to build a relationship with the player. Nowadays we work with many former players and current players, you know, and it's all a question about building relationships. And we start by a project and we go from this project to many other projects. The goal is to create a relationship, build it on a main, probably a fundamental pillar that is the confidence, credibility, trust. When you build like this kind of partnerships is fantastic. You sleep very well. The only thing probably is that you sleep less hours because our goal is to improve ourselves every single day to do it as best as possible. And there is always a chance to improve. And there is always a way to do things better.
Yeah.
And this is our main goal, to do things in the right way, but always with improvements and better way. That benefits the players, benefits the brands that associates to the players or the football clubs or leagues, as benefits to us as well.
I will come back to that because I do want to talk more about that. But I first just wanted to say I saw a very, very cool picture on your Instagram with Luka and the Ballon d'Or.
Oh,
what a moment!
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't get much bigger or better.
I think that's the best recognition that someone can get. I mean, in what you do. I mean, Luka Modric is a person. It's a huge. It's not so huge, but it's a huge of. I mean, in terms of the energy, and in terms of how he behaves, you know, on the pitch and off the pitch. Okay, saying this and focus on that trophy that means a lot for Luka is at the end a journey from his first moment he touched a ball when he was a child till that moment he received the recognition to that trophy, you know. And there's nothing much more amazing in life that the people recognize what you do. I mean, the recognition is by your boss saying you did very well. Recognition is by the salary you could get. Recognition is by the applause of many people because they love what you did. That's amazing, and that's something that he gets in many moments during a year. Okay, when you get these trophies that the football industry, players, managers, sports media reporters, journalists, I mean, everyone in the world, without any kind of pressure, says that you've been the best. And by saying this, and also by your legacy, your track records till today, saying that, I mean, how much proudness you could get, you know, at the end of the day. Amazing.
Yeah.
And if you ask, and when I ask Luka, how you got that moment? I mean, what you have done to get to that moment is very simple. Is because when people didn't believe in me, for certain circumstances, I had the support of my daddy, my mom, I mean family, and of course some friends. And you never give up, Alfonso. I mean, we have never. I mean, you need to believe in you. So never give up, and never give up means we can find a solution for what today. If you want to achieve your goals, so have your goals quite clear, try to get them, and if someone says you will never get there, yes, if you think you can get it there, come on, believe in you and never give up. And that's, I think, philosophy in life in general for making ourselves much better. In this case, what Luka took him there. And that picture, I took it because when I went to his house and he showed me the trophy. I said, "Come on, this is
Come on,
Normally
yeah.
I don't, but this is unique, and we have to.
We
take
have
it.
to, absolutely.
Absolutely.
No, that it looks amazing. I just thought, wow, this guy,
Definitely.
he's good at his job. He's like,
And it's a guy that is, I mean, people from different football clubs, even the main competitors of Real Madrid, is very respectful.
yes.
When he plays in Nou Camp, even the competitive between Real Madrid and Barca exists and will ever exist because it makes even football much more attractive and interesting. The respect of Barca fans as well. Is to a kind of guy like him is amazing. So he's a person that does not generate negative feelings from competitors. It's respect. It's all about respect. Because respect starts, the respect you get is by the respect you give to others. You know, so he's a person that respects everyone.
Sure.
That's so awesome. Also, like the feeling you get as the opposite team fan is like, I just wish he was on my team, and why didn't we sign him if we ever had the chance? Because he's like top class, and he has
And
been.
I heard from many managers from different clubs that I cannot reveal the names right now. The same as what you say. We will love to have him from tomorrow.
Yes.
And
it's so incredible because he's been doing it for so long, right? So he's been a top class player for 15 plus years, and like, I don't know, just judging by the way that he carries himself on the court and the way that he probably must do like a lot of off the pitch work, also working on his body, because he looks incredible. He just brought Croatia again to medals on the World Cup. He's bringing Real Madrid to like the highest stages every single season. But as he's becoming like, or as he is a veteran player, do you also help him, or is he, or with other players as well that are on his stage? How do you help them thinking about what comes after? Or
I mean, I know many football players. In the specific player, I mean, Luka, you were mentioning. Luka is he lives in the present. Okay, he lives the present very with intensity, and of course with reality. I mean, physically it's really it's amazing. It's gorgeous. I mean,
he's unbelievable.
And of course, playing the World Cup this year as he did, and of course the rest of his teammates as well. But he did, and within Real Madrid, how he's doing and everything. He has. I mean, there's some kind of people that are physically has a type of body or that recovers very well, can maintain very well. Of course, he has the support of many technical guys and physios and staff from the club and from the Croatian national team. Amazing, keeping all the players, and apart from Luka, very well. But Luka prepares himself for every single match and as much as he can. I mean, and from the moment he's thinking about this year, finishing this year. Of course, he mentioned many times in many media, he loves Real Madrid. He's very happy at Real Madrid. His wish is to continue with Real Madrid as much as possible, and let's see. I mean, I think now he has to win, or let's say he has to pass through the different next matches, finishing the season, and let's see, you know. And for the future, as I say, he prefers to live and think about present, and future, let's see later. And so that's why he's so focused on the momentum he's facing right now, that is the current season. He's not worried about future. He's a guy that, as you can see when he plays, he has no worries. He worries him is the match he plays, you know, and to try to defend it, and to win it, and scoring as much as possible, you know.
That's probably why he's so successful, because he lives in the present. Probably it's a big thing.
Probably yes, and because he's a person that he very normal. I mean, what is in life important for him? I think it's similar to most of the people. I mean, family, of course, what he does in his professional career. I mean, playing football in his case, friends. So without things to complicate, really.
That's awesome. One other question I wanted to have is like, on Matchday we are building we're building football games, right?
Yeah.
And we have like already a community, even though we are still developing and it's very early stages. And this community really loves football, but it's also like very entrepreneurial. Like they have like this entrepreneurship spirit. How does someone start like in the football industry, like you did, of like, I work with the best players. I build like a sports marketing agency. If you could give them like one piece of advice to them of like, hey, how do I start? I want to become as successful as Alfonso. How can I start?
I mean, an advice. I mean, it's quite difficult. I am not a person that I like to give advices because I think each person is specific and is unique. But what helps me to be an entrepreneur, I mean, having a job at Real Madrid, amazing club, amazing institution that treat me very well, and probably all what I'm today in the football industry is thanks to them. I mean, absolutely yes. But to be an entrepreneur means, first of all, have very clear what you want to do. Mm-hmm. Try to focus in the sports industry. Sports industry means a lot, many different type of disciplines, sports disciplines. In my case, it was football, and then in football, being more precise. Football, what type of football? All football in general, men, women, youth, academies. Yes, in my case, was coming from Real Madrid, was top tier 1 level football. So big football clubs in big competitions all over the world. And so in La Liga, in Serie A, Ligue 1 in France, of course Premier League, Bundesliga, and there, for which clubs? And then number ones. And then football players exactly the same. So our sports marketing agency is a small boutique. We are not too many people. We are almost 10 people working fully dedicated to the agency, apart from some extensions, cooperations we have with other similar agencies like us. And it's focused on what you want to do. Mm-hmm. And there's multiple things to be done in the sports industry. You can be focused on sports marketing as we are. You can be focused on media. You can be focused on branded content generation. You can be an influencer. You can participate to support players to develop social media platforms. So there are many different. Maybe what you like really is grassroots, to be close to the youth development of players. Maybe you prefer, instead of marketing, commercial or youth academies, more focus on the pure football next to the players as well. So I have also the privilege, apart from the Arowana Sports, pure business in the football industry, to participate in a couple of universities.
Yes.
Okay? One is the University European of Madrid, based in Madrid, with the students from all over the world coming here. They have the English speaking master and Spanish speaking master. I mean, and they have many different senior, junior. It's impressive. Yesterday I've been there, and today in the afternoon I will be as well joining some of them. Mm-hmm. Normally I meet them like 3, 4, 5 times per year, you know. But I love it. Yeah. Because I can see what you were talking about, the future, the people that has the same dream as I had not long ago, to be part of this industry and to add value. Most of them, they don't know how. Mm-hmm. But I always tell all of them, it doesn't matter. Let's put your feet in it, starting by something, and you will explore and you will be learning and absorbing a lot of, and giving to the industry a lot. And then you will find your momentum to start your own project, unless you have very clear what you want to do. And there's always different ways. So even if you think, I want to become a businessman in the sports industry doing this or these other things, don't worry, maybe what you are getting in the next years, change your mind of doing something different. And it's not a problem. It's part of the learning process and to be more mature at the end, you know. But the most important thing is, what you do it well, work as hard as possible. If it doesn't work, don't worry. Move, change, try to adapt it, try to move to change it, If it doesn't even work, find other alternatives, but there's always a chance. But as Luka Modric always says, never give up.
Yes.
Never. So, because there's always a chance and an opportunity. And we are in this life to be really happy and to do as best as possible. If not, if you are not happy and you feel really bad, sit, calm down, and change for another. That, of course, the world is plenty of opportunities and many things to be done.
How do you think, or what do you think are the biggest sort of changes in the football business environment since you started out compared to today?
Oh my God. Is the professionalism. I mean, we are right now in a moment of the industry that is, when I arrived in 2001, there was not masters, university, people, experience. There was, yes, in Germany. Some of my colleagues from Germany will complain, and probably from the UK as well. There was some universities in marketing with some sports, but not so common. It was not very common.
Yes.
The industry was more about relationships and friendships and this kind of stuff, you know. But it came a new era after 2000, technology, internet, globalization. Football became a moment of everyone could see a match everywhere. In China, in Japan, they could see English Premier League competition or La Liga. Then David Beckham coming from Manchester United going to Madrid. Barcelona, what a momentum as well of Barcelona with top players changing the way of football as well, how to play and all these kind of things with internet, everyone could follow and this changed completely the era. So I believe now it's much more professional and the industry demands professionalism. That's why, I mean, you go everywhere, any football club in first division and even in second divisions in most of the top countries where football becomes the #1 sports, and it's completely different how they are structured. They are not anymore a football club, just a football club pure local, no.
Yes.
They are oriented globally as a multinational.
And since you started Arowana in 2016, you were talking about how the ways you need to be more innovative in how you represent players and present players. How do you think that's changed as well? Because obviously there's things like social media have now sort of exploded and like the opportunities for players are greater. How do you sort of try to keep being innovative and present these players in a new way?
At the end is always to find a way to make it better. How we find a way to make it better depends on the player, depends on the potential partners or the brands that are associated to the player as well. But keeping in mind that the most important for us is we don't want to lose the player image as naturally as they are, okay? We need to maintain everything and being organic at the end, credible at the end of the days. And there's always a way, and the only way to find it out is knowing when the player, very well the player, and knowing what the brands that get associated with the players as well they are looking for. And we have to be there trying to find solutions. Maybe one of the parties are coming with an idea, the other one has another idea, but there's in the middle other things that we together, building together, we can connect and find it out. Let's say when you come to meet me, imagine, and you ask me, Alfonso, I would like to go for holidays to this location.
Yeah.
I need an apartment, and this is what we need. What I try, or what my team, or what Arowana we try to give you is, okay, this is what you expect, and you think will answer your needs and will satisfy you. What we try is, okay, we need to provide you all of this, and what else we could add that will make him really feel even more happy. And this is what we try to do always, without being really an extra heavy cost to you. We are not bringing you a big judge or whatever, because we might not need it at this moment. We need some, so the small elements that makes at the end a difference, you know. And this is what we try to do, of course, with people that they are experts, they have the know-how. We work in the football industry with Real Madrid, with AC Milan, We work with Porto in Portugal, with Benfica, with Man United, Liverpool. I mean, we've been discussing with many projects, with many top sport properties, players, Luka Modric, Fernando Torres, Xabi Alonso, right now is a manager. We did recently, last May in spring, with Xabi Alonso for the Champions League final and play in Paris. We did some nice
Don't remind me.
At the end of the day, we want the players to feel, or the clubs to feel really proud of these partnerships, and the brands that associate and invest on doing these things as well, proud as well. If we make this happening, we've done the job. We did the job. You know?
I think that you will have significantly more than us, but I think we all have experience of working with footballers. And I know that everyone is obviously different, but there are sort of stereotypes out there about the attitude of footballers. But how do you find footballers and athletes in general to work with? I feel like this is something that they're much more receptive to now. You see a lot more of them trying to show like their human side.
I mean, at the end, a football player is as any of us, is a human being. But the difference between a football player playing in a top league or that is really relevant, or a top football club or a competition is different to us, because the pressure, probably the media exposure, media pressure, team pressure, whatever. I mean, there are many facts that affects at the end their mood at any moment. It's different. Also, as human being, those ones that are married or they have a family or they have also other, let's say, circumstances, let's say, that could affect in any different moment. Your kids, your children, your father, your mother. So all together makes at the end the character of a player different to another, depends on the circumstances. It's not the same a football player that has been playing very well than a football player that maybe is have an injury already and he still has not the confidence really, very well, and so it's different. So first of all is to understand each player's situation first. And we cannot change how the player is feeling. Well, we can, whenever we do anything with a football player, is to tell the player, if we are doing an interview here today with you guys, everything will be perfectly set up, everything will be organized. We will start at the timing as we agree, and then we will try to finish as much as possible at the timing we agree. And we will talk about these questions because it's interesting, is what it makes sense, or whatever. Or if we do a commercial shooting, we will be. So it's professionalism at the end. When the players feel that what you do is like this always, they feel confident, they trust, and then they need to be as well professional. Maybe I have a problem today because I have 4 children. Imagine the oldest one is having a big important exam today, and
good luck.
Thank you very much. So, but we need to live with this kind of situations. It's a problem for me that costs me. No, we need to face things, and we need to change. And now we need to do an interview with friends and to share this kind of stories. So how we behave with players, we need to understand each of us, we are different. Suddenly there is a very nice football player, even funny, making jokes, and then you find another one that is more serious or maybe more shy, and it takes you a little bit more time to get this trust. Question of, if you want to work with me or if I want to work with you, if we want to work together, we will do it. If not, it's better not to start doing anything.
It's not just footballers you work with. Joan is a very big basketball fan, and he got very excited when I told him about your work with Pau Gasol.
What a professional. Yeah, on the court, on the arena, and out of the arena. Yes. I with Pau, it was also by coincidence. It was in the first year of the agency as well. I had the chance to meet his manager. And talking to him, he said, why don't we, maybe Arowana or let's say you guys, you can try to find opportunities as well. Not any kind of opportunity, but Pau was always like this. He's a man that is everything all about commitment. If he believes in something, he will do it. If he likes, so he has very clear, and he's very mature. I have some similarities between Pau and Luka. You know, they're very smart people. And whenever we had the chance, finally we talked to a commercial brand, and that was interested in, and it was a good moment for us to establish this connection, and Pau as well, and we did it, and really proud of, you know, as I think at that time it was in 2016 and 2017 with another guy called Juan Velarde. He's a pilot of Formula One of planes, aerobics, and doing these kind of things. And it was really impressive for us what he was doing, and also we help. Today, at Arowana Sports, we work with football, and football probably is 90% of what we do. Okay, but there is always 10%, and this 10% is growing. So we are working with the biggest sport properties in rugby nowadays, in tennis as well.
Nice. Yeah.
Top tennis players that we work with, and we are working, and that's why I cannot reveal. And also in the football industry is important, really, the confidence, yes, and the confidentiality. You know, when you do things, is don't make it public until things are done. And of course, if I know some information that is important, but of course, is gonna be public, of course, to keep it. And this is important as well. I mean, with Pau, and just to finish to your question, it's been impressive. He was at that moment in the momentum of his career as well, at the NBA, you know, playing very well, but also he had some injuries that he was recovering from them, and never give up is also that I think when you see Pau, you can see I mean, what a career, what a celebration he had recently.
Yeah, that was awesome.
By the Lakers, you know, and that's because people that get this kind of recognition is very simple. They deserve. You know?
Absolutely, yeah. I can tell you're very excited about this.
Oh, I was really excited to see the whole ceremony, and you know, like I always followed it greatly. So
he was
fantastic.
telling me yesterday about a time that Pau liked one of his tweets that he did on his personal account. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna like this interview tomorrow." Are there any other sort of particular specific sports or athletes or areas that you personally would like to work with or explore in the future?
I mean, right now we are exploring, yes. In my team, there's very young executives as well, with other visions of the sports industry, or let's say entertainment industry as well. And we are exploring, of course, other sports that came to us, like Formula One teams.
Yes.
That now we are in conversations with some of the teams in Formula One. I experienced in my skin. I've been in Abu Dhabi Formula One race last one.
Yeah.
And I've never been there before. Sometimes football absorbs us so much, and we don't have so much time. So I had the chance to go with a couple of my colleagues in Arowana. We were at the paddock. We were experiencing really unique moments, we might say, or money can't buy experiences.
Yes.
And meeting Alonso, meeting other pilots, brands, and we learned a lot. What I like from this industry is that, of course, do what you know how to do, and focus on your target. If it's football, don't miss the target. But if you can keeping things done well, you can expand and grow by other areas. Let's do it. And brings me personally to me, you know, fresh air, you know, fresh air. And
that's
of course,
important. Yeah.
Some of the ideas or some of the experiences we did in football can be adapted to Formula One or to other type of sports. And in the other way around the same as well, you know. So eSports is something that as well we've been exploring and working on. I'm on other type of entertainment platforms, but at the end everything is quite linked, you know. I mean, you were mentioned before your Twitch channel you have there. I mean, football players, the likes as well, you know, Twitch and eSports and games and competitions. I mean, then there's some connections, you know. At the end, football player is in some way an influencer, and in digital media platforms as well, there are many influencers as well over there that also are having some let's say participations or things done in football as well. So everything is quite well connected.
Yeah, a lot of crossover.
Yes, a crossover. Yeah.
This is a bit of a strange question now, so apologies for putting you on the spot like this, but I was looking on your LinkedIn profile, and as someone who's worked for so long at Real Madrid and worked with a Ballon d'Or winner like Luka Modric, worked at the very top of football, and I mean no disrespect to any fans of the club when I mention this, but I was surprised to see a picture of Bournemouth on your LinkedIn profile. Was there a reason for that?
Of course, there is a big reason for that.
Yes.
When was it? I don't remember right now, but it was on the year that Carlo Ancelotti came into Real Madrid the first time he came as a manager, and he came as a second manager in the team with Zidane. Okay, it was the first moment of Zizou being close to as a coach, you know, as a second coach. That summer, I was at Real Madrid as international sales, and my responsibility at Real Madrid was sponsorships, of course, partnerships, players' image endorsements, but also one of my roles was to try to find the friendly matches and summer tours for the team.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when a new manager, a new coach comes into a club, normally it's at the beginning of the season. Probably is as soon as possible, as it says. You know, if you start the pre-season in July, normally they come after the season ends, May, and so June. Okay. So from June till July, you have few moments to do and prepare your. I mean, so the managers they come normally with a scheduled plan from the previous manager, but not all of the managers wants to do exactly the same. Some of them they have some preferences. I prefer to do, instead of 4 matches like this, 3 here plus another one here, or let's see. Of course, when they come and there is no so much time, they accept what the others did in the previous, you know, and they try to adapt. But when there is always a space for flexibility, it is. So he came there and he said, I would love to do an extra match in Europe. And I said, oh my God, where? and suddenly it's by network, by friendship, whatever. We coordinate with a friend of mine that he has his agency, sports marketing agency in Ireland. Okay, I talked to him recently, and he offered us to play in short period of time. It's complicated for calendars, plans, and everything. And they say if you want to play against a club with nice stadium, or let's say nice enough, not far away from Madrid, on a chartered plane. For us, for the team, was important the grass conditions, pitch conditions, and everything. And they were at that time Bournemouth like in second.
Yes.
It was not in Championship, even less. It was in
League One.
League One or something. And for the manager, said that's perfect for us.
Yeah.
It's just for me to see the team and to have an extra match. We organized, and it was our first. It was very simple and easy to do it and to manage. And it was the first match for the team. Yeah. Where Carlo Ancelotti and Zizou. When I talked to Carlo Ancelotti last time I was talking to him, I said, "Do you remember your first match as a manager of the team with Zizou? It was Bournemouth." And he said, "Oh yes, of course, I cannot forget this moment." And then Bournemouth grew and they played Premier League. I mean, and that's why our connection with them, with this friendship. in Arowana, we organized for them a couple of stages. One was here in Madrid, using Real Madrid training facilities in winter break. Another one was in Portugal, using the Portuguese National Federation facilities at winter break as well. And at summer, as pre-season, we did it as well in Marbella. That it was really nice and to talk. At that time was Eddie Howe,
Yeah.
the manager, and with the rest of the team and the players. And we love it. Working with them, we learn a lot about professionalism, how to do things in a smart way, and we like them a lot. So relationships at the end.
Not bad at all, actually. Like the two club and a manager that you mentioned after working with you, Bournemouth, promoted 2 categories, and Eddie Howe is now doing an awesome job with Newcastle. So.
Absolutely. And he's, as a person, I mean, apart from the manager taking care of all amazing single aspects, but giving space to the players, getting the maximum from each of the players. I had the privilege to be with him during those 10 days, 12 days in Marbella. And I mean, it's all about commitment, you know.
Yes.
Of course, know-how. Of course, having the right team next to him, supporting him, advisory, evaluating every single aspect, analytics of the players. Something that for me was new, because I am coming more from the marketing side and learning from the professional side of the athlete at the end of the days, how Eddie knew very well how to get the best of the best from each of the players individually and as a group. And that's, I think, the thing to be done, you know, to succeed. And with the respect of the players to the manager at the end, that is also important. It's not me being the manager, it's also the respect of all the single players individually, to the manager, to the coach, and as a group, and to believe in what things have been done or has been structured by the manager. So I like it.
I really did mean no disrespect to Bournemouth, by the way. They just beat Liverpool the other day, so I have no defence.
Oh, really?
But yeah, so
The only note I would do is, like, if you would expect a Premier League team to train in the Portuguese facilities, that would be the Wolves.
yeah, Wolves. Yeah, they're all Portuguese players. No, that's really interesting to hear, though, because I remember, I think as well. I think when Cristiano Ronaldo, when he first played his first game for Real Madrid, it was, I think, in Ireland against Shamrock Rovers.
Yes.
And it just reminded me of that like when you're saying that like Carlo Ancelotti and Zidane, like the first time they're sort of involved, you just, to put that connection together, it's a little bit strange, but it's really interesting to hear, you know, how these things sort of, how they're arranged and how these partnerships and grow from that kind of thing.
Expectations always is something that you have to have clear. My expectation or my goal here is to win, or to keep if you are defending a previous result, that is very positive to you, is to try to keep, not to do crazy things, of course, not to lose what you know how to do, and this is, I think, the hardest thing in the industry, you know, let's say in the professionalism side, is not to lose always what you have to do, you know, and to transmit it to the team, because at the end, the manager, they don't play the matches, they are on the bench, you know, and they need to transmit the message is very clear, you know, on the players as well. And when it comes to the marketing side, just so changing from football to marketing side, it's almost similar. I mean, brands expect to be in the middle of those amazing moments of football brands, you know. And the importance here is, and I find really in the football industry, the managers, the CEOs, you know,
yes.
the clubs, they are very conscious about the football side of the pitch side, and also off the pitch, you know, side as well, and they play very well the conjunction and how they need to really be mixed together, you know, and for the win-win of both parties, you know, at the end.
My last question I'm going to ask you
Yeah.
is it's related to Matchday. So we have cards of like football players. You can collect them and you build a team with them. And they have different rarities. So we have common cards that are just the basic ones. And then you have also limited
editions.
Exactly.
Unique.
Exactly.
The rare ones.
Exactly, yeah, you know.
Very, very rare ones.
Yes. So we have, above common, there is limited, then there is rare, then there is legendary. And I would just wanted to ask you, of current footballers, if you had to pick, it's essentially ranking them 3, 2, 1. Who would you pick as the players to be? Essentially, who do you think are the best 3 players in the world? Who would you have as a limited player? Who would you have as a rare player? Who would you have as a legendary player? I'm sorry to put you on the spot, yeah.
I mean, by the relationships I have, of course, and,
Yes.
and the legacy, and I have no doubt for the first one.
Yes.
Okay? And for the others, there are many. There are many. I mean, what today is probably the number 2 or almost number 1. There could be many. To choose is complicated.
Yes.
Because I like many of them. Let's put in first level Luka.
Of course.
For
good choice.
what he represents to me as a football fan, but as well as someone to learn from. You know?
Yeah.
So I get inspired many times when I meet him. I mean, always. I meet him, I get something positive from him. And when I see him playing and fighting till the last minute, as it's the last day of his life playing football as well. And with this, how he makes, how he moves, the precise of the touching the ball and putting the ball in the right place for the other one to assist, assisting the other one to keep the ball and just to put it into the net, you know?
Yes.
These kind of things. And also how he works. A player, a football player that, I like second level, let's say, there are many that I believe. Yesterday we saw, the thing is, I don't want to focus just in Real Madrid. I'm sorry for this,
You can. You absolutely can.
Vinicius,
Yes.
Vini Junior, he has a pure talent.
Absolutely.
And I think we are going to see Vini for many, many years in the covers, many sports magazines all the time, and he's preparing himself very well to be there. He's there as a very important player of Real Madrid, but he has a potential, huge potential. You know? And let's say number 3, that I see the fresh, I see the youngest, I see the pure energy. I see being very young, the potential for a potential amazing football player as well. Very clear, Eduardo Camavinga. Camavinga, I had a great chance to be working with him in a couple of projects recently, last week and a month or 2 months ago. And yesterday he kicked the ball and he went to the post.
Yeah, I remember, yes.
It was, oh my God.
I was screaming when that happened.
So he's also with a potential that for sure I have no doubt he will become really top-notch for the player.
Yes, and like you say, he's so young and he already looks so comfortable and in that team around all those great players.
He's very clear what he has to do and he listens a lot. He is humble. I think this is also some of the ingredients that a person itself to succeed in life has to be humble. Even if you are playing at Real Madrid, you can miss some time in the focus and feel yourself that you are, and being humble is also important to keep all the time. Yes, be humble and open to learn and to learn from others and from the advisors of other people as well. And it seems to me, for what I know here from some moments, he's a person that's a player that will be top.
And he has Luka to learn from as well.
Of
So
course.
what better teacher to have there?
Definitely. So it would be limited Camavinga, rare Vini, and legendary Luka.
Yes.
I think that's a pretty strong choice, right?
I wouldn't mind having them on my Matchday squad.
Yeah, I think a lot of our users would pick the same. So it's a good choice.
And then last question is, I don't know if Luka is into video games. I don't know if that's the way he likes, but you mentioned you have 4 kids, so I'm sure, if not you, but yourself, any of them.
I used to.
Yes.
Okay.
I have my can I say
PlayStation?
Yeah,
of course,
sure.
I have my PlayStation, and of course all my library of games. And the problem I have is I don't have time.
I can imagine.
Only when my family going for summer and they leave and suddenly I'm alone. I have plenty of time. I get it, I clean it, I get my joystick, and I say, oh my God, I remember. What I used to
Football
get.
games? Do you play football
I
games?
play
or-
football games and I play other games that
Nice.
I like a lot of strategy. Yeah.
Nice. Well then,
And my kids love it. I mean, I
Yeah.
think most of the kids love it too. Yes.
that's awesome. Like then you and your kids and Matchday, actually you don't need much time to play, so you can register at
I
matchday.com/join.
will. Of course,
And
I will.
I mean, if Luka also joins and he wants his own car, even if he doesn't get it on his first free bag, we'll make sure to send one his way.
I will let him know.
Exactly. Common because we cannot tangle with the limited editions,
Yes.
but for sure, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you
Absolutely.
guys. A great pleasure, and looking forward to follow you on your channel and to keep in contact.
Thanks so much. It's been such a privilege, and we have
Thank you
learned
very
so
much.
much.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank
yeah,
you so much for
really.
doing it. And now that you've knocked Liverpool out, best of luck to Real Madrid. Because, it's okay, I'm over it now. But yeah, thank
I'm
you
just
very
used to it. I'm not even like.
There you go,
Real Madrid
yeah.
in Champions League when you're a Barcelona fan is like okay.
We can all be friends on camera. But yeah, thank you so much, Alfonso, for joining us. It was a privilege, and I hope you all enjoyed watching this, and we'll see you soon for more of the same on Matchday. Thank you.
Thanks.